Hi, welcome to Pitcher. This is the PR tool that is created to facilitate and become a centralized workspace for PR professionals. I'll dig right into why we are using the restricted send scope for Gmail. So once we sign in, you can see that I've taken a little bit of effort to make sure that we are appropriately secured on our firewall. You can see we have some bot detection already set up. So security is definitely a big piece of what we're doing, but let's go ahead and dive in. So as you can see, we have a dashboard here. The way this would work is it would allow you to see the users and their clients. The big piece of why we need access to the restricted scope comes from the setting page, in particular down here connecting a mailbox. So what we would be able to do, or what we would like to be able to do, is we have Outlook, and then we would also like Google. So we want to connect that. We can use here. I'm currently the demo one, so we'll go ahead and connect that there. Advanced, we'll go ahead and continue. You can see we're signing back in, continue. Um, we'll get access to the calendar and we'll actually be able to send email on the user's behalf. Those are your two pieces that we're asking for access for. And now that that is appropriately linked, I want to show you how exactly that will be able to be used. So let's assume that we go into our client base here and we want to send something to one of the users. So let's go ahead and pick, let's say this one, Roost. All right. So we have this here. We have the Roost. We would then populate or potentially have a media list. I'm going to, in this case, open up and create a contact that's just me for the purposes of demonstrating how we would want to utilize this. As you can see, you can add different news outlets or where you want to send it from, what type they are, so on and so forth. But the minimum we need is that email there. So I'm going to go ahead and save myself as a contact. I'm now available. You can see me in the media list. Now we'll go to the same client that I was looking at. That would be Roost. And we're going to add me as one of the contacts. We're going to remove these filters. And you can see these are the test ones that I have in here, but I'm going to go ahead and add myself as one of the contacts. So now I'm a part of the media list that goes out for Roost. So let's say we have a campaign. It's Roost tool awareness. We'll be able to say what it's about if we wanted to, what the start hook is, and then we're going to go ahead and say it's active. As you can see here, we have a BCC that would allow you to tag to a particular pitch tracker, so I could track it here. But the key sending functionality comes here. So it would be the ability for me to say, hey, and that'll automatically take my name. Have a really interesting pitch for you that I think outlet in this case would be TechCrunch, and that'll read as TechCrunch. All right, and that's the subject. So then we can then go down and do our message. Same thing with the mail merge. All right, and then I'd be able to flag that. And as you can see, I could save this as a draft here. I'm going to go ahead and save the draft because I want to add a little signature. right? So that's saved as a draft. You go here and pitch contract. You can see what it looks like, see that the mail merge actually is running as you would expect. And if I click edit, it would automatically let me sort of go back and edit this as well. But one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my signature just so that you can see that. So if you can see here, I can edit signature, add a signature. I'm going to add my one from uh, picture just because I think that it's one that, let me go to my sent mail. Hey, and we're back. It was just a little interlude. Sending again from a scheduling perspective took a little bit, but as we can see here, it's sent out and it came through here as a tool and it came with the appropriate signature and clearly from my email address to myself with all of the substitutions that were mail merged in. So that's become something that's a really, really helpful tool for PR professionals. It's a critical part of the Pitcher platform. And hopefully that explains why it was set up that way and why I would need that restricted access. Hi. The second part of access that we would need for Pitcher would be the ability to read from a person's calendar invites in order to allocate and appropriately track, particularly as a fractional PR professional, the meetings that could be allocated to a particular client. So I'll walk you really closely through how that would work. We did it in part of the functionality when we were going through the first part of the OAuth, but I'll start from scratch so you can see the whole workflow. So the first thing we'll do is go ahead and connect a Gmail account. In this case, I'll once again use my personal Gmail. You guys know all about this pop-up. We'll go through the continue. It will tell you which four services it is. So as you can see, that's download calendar, send email, see your primary email address, and associate you with your personal info on Google. So we'll go through that forward. As you can see now, we have this attached. I'm going to go ahead and say this email box is assigned to this particular client. I could add additional clients if I so choose. But for now, I'm going to say that I'm focused on Roost. Now I will go to the client bucket. Within the client bucket, you can see we have a monitor of how much time should be allocated to any given client. So as of right now, since it's defaulted to around 1 to 5 hours, it's showing below band, right? Now we go ahead and click into this and go into settings. We can see where we set that previous capacity allocation. But down here, because we have synced that account, you can start to see calendar invites that are now noting from my personal calendar into there. So let's say we want to say all of these ITF ones are confirmed for this particular client. And as you note, all we're taking is the date, the name, and then that it was accepted. So we see it was 1 hour. I'm going to confirm this one, confirm this one, and confirm this one. I can also have the opportunity to dismiss. So I could dismiss this doctor's appointment, dismiss that. That's not applicable. So you can really determine and decision all of these. And then you can see the ones you've confirmed, the ones you dismissed, and each of them have the option for you to revert them back to the candidate stage if you so chose. Um, so now, if you see, now that we've collected that and we've tracked those particular meetings, if I go back to client, now you can see that we have allocated 4 meetings that were about 4 hours long. So that's reflecting that 4 hours there. So that means we're showing in band, and that means that's a healthy provision of a service to that particular client. Um, that's the reason why we would need calendar access. It's really a way to manage and track usage, particularly when meetings are often the biggest drain on ongoing resources. So this, in combination with the OAuth, are the reasons why we need the restricted access. If you have any questions, again, I'm available through the OAuth portal, but hopefully all this makes sense. Thank you so much for your consideration.